Hoi An ancient town, a World Heritage Site and the pride of Vietnam, is once again submerged beneath the rising waters. In just a few hours, relentless rain combined with high tides has turned the peaceful streets of this centuries-old town into rivers. Locals say this is the worst flood they've seen in nearly 5 years. According to the National Center for Hydrometeorology, over 500 millimeters of rainfall has fallen across Quang Nam province in the past 48 hours. The cause? The remnants of Typhoon Ragasa, which carried enormous moisture after weakening over the South China Sea. At the same time, tide levels surged, trapping the water within the Hoi River basin and flooding the entire ancient town. The water rose fast, in some places reaching over 2 meters deep. Locals had no choice but to travel by small boats and canoes. A familiar scene every rainy season, but this time, the flooding was far beyond expectations. Famous tourist streets like Bac Dang, Nguyen Tai Hoc, and Tran Pu have turned into murky canals winding through the ancient roofs. One resident shared, "Every year the floods come, but never this fast, never this high." It was dry in the morning, and by noon, the water was already at our chests. Hundreds of households living along the Hoi River were evacuated overnight. Stranded tourists were rescued by local authorities using motorboats. Dozens of police, soldiers, and rescue teams were deployed across the old town to assist residents trapped in rising waters. Flooding hit right in the middle of the peak tourism season, forcing hotels, cafes, and boat tours to shut down. But the greatest concern lies in the damage to 300-year-old wooden houses and historical relics. Long exposure to water can cause wood decay, paint peeling, and mold growth, threatening priceless cultural heritage. Today, streets once filled with colorful lanterns are silent and underwater. Wooden doors remain shut. The echoes of footsteps have been replaced by the splash of floodwater. According to forecasts, heavy rain may continue for another 1 to 2 days, and water levels on the Thu Bon River remain dangerously high. Authorities are urging residents to stay indoors, unplug electrical devices, and move belongings to higher floors. Before reaching Vietnam, Super Typhoon Ragasa devastated parts of the Philippines before weakening over the South China Sea. Even in its weakened state, it carried enough moisture to unleash record rainfall across central Vietnam. Experts warn that 2025 may mark the strongest typhoon season in a decade, as El Niño brings warmer sea surface temperatures, fueling more intense storms. Hoi An has endured countless floods throughout history. Each time, as the water recedes, its people return, cleaning, rebuilding, and continuing life on this ancient land. This year is no different. Though the water rose higher and the losses were heavier, the people of Hoi An remain calm, resilient, and united. Hoi An has stood for hundreds of years between the river and the sea. The flood may take away many things, but never our spirit. As the sun sets over the submerged rooftops, Hoi An stands as a symbol. Heritage underwater, hope above all. A reminder that even when nature strikes hardest, the strength of human resilience shines brighter still. End screen appears. Subscribe for more updates on hurricanes, typhoons, and natural disasters around the world, because understanding nature's fury is the first step toward surviving it.